Hey everybody. Your story this week is entitled Bad Bad Ed O'Hare, and it's a World War II story, which is appropriate for what we've been studying recently. Hope you enjoy it. Here it goes. The speckles in the Pacific night sky were bombers, 9 twin-engine Japanese bombers in formation, on course to their target, the aircraft carrier, the Lexington. Butch O'Hare could see them all clearly from the cockpit of his Grumman Wildcat F-4F. He was their lone wolf pursuer, tagging along in the darkness. If he did not seize the opportunity now to attack from the rear, his home base, the carrier Lexington, would be obliterated, sent to the ocean floor in fragments of twisted steel. So Butch gripped the controls, palms sweating in anticipation of what he knew he must do. The engine roared and the Wildcat lunged for its prey. Before it was over, 5 of the 9 Japanese bombers had been dumped into the Pacific. Butch was ripping away at the 6th when he ran out of ammunition, and his comrades arrived to finish the job. That was February 20th, 1942, the middle of World War II, and the daring of Lieutenant Commander Edward Henry, nicknamed Butch O'Hare. The Navy's #1 World War II ace, the first naval aviator ever to win the Congressional Medal of Honor. A year later, Butch went down in aerial combat. But his hometowners would not allow the memory of that heroic accomplishment to die. So the next time you fly into Chicago's O'Hare International Airport, you'll know for whom it was named and why. What you don't yet know is that you'll be passing through a shrine, a monument to a very special kind of love. And that's the rest of the story. Chicago, the Roaring Twenties, the time and territory of gangster Al Capone. And of all the Capone cronies, of all the unsavory soldiers who served in that army of crime, only one earned the nickname Artful Eddie. Eddie was the fast lawyer's fast lawyer. Through his loopholes walked the most glamorous rogues in the gallery of gangland. In 1923, Eddie himself was indicted on an illegal booze deal, $200,000 worth of illegal booze. But he won his own reversal. Later, Al Capone picked up Eddie and put him in charge of the dog tracks nationwide. You see, Eddie had already swiped the patent on the mechanical rabbit. Pretty soon, Eddie, as the Capone Syndicate representative, became known as the undisputed czar of illegal dog racing. Nothing could have been easier to rig in favor of the mob. 8 dogs running, overfeed 7. It was as simple as that. In no time, Artful Eddie became a wealthy man. Then one day, for no apparent reason, Eddie squealed on Capone. He wanted to go straight, he told the authorities. What did they want to know? He was willing to talk. The authorities were understandably skeptical. Why should Artful Eddie, the pride of the underworld, seek to undermine his own carefully constructed dog track empire? Didn't Eddie know what it meant to rat out the mob? He knew. Then what was the deal? What could he possibly hope to gain from aiding the government that he didn't already have? Eddie had money, Eddie had power, Eddie had the pledged security of the one and only Al Capone. What was the hitch? That's when Artful Eddie revealed the hitch. There was only one thing that really mattered to him. He'd spent his life among the disreputable and despicable. After all was said and done, there was only one who deserved a break, his son. So Eddie squealed, and the mob remembered, and in time, 2 shotgun blasts would silence him forever. Eddie never lived to see his dream come true, but it did. For as he cleansed the family name of that underworld stain, his son became acceptable to, and was accepted by, Annapolis, the Naval Academy. He became that flying ace who downed 5 bombers and went on to win the Congressional Medal of Honor. So the next time you fly into Chicago's O'Hare International Airport, remember Butch O'Hare, but also remember his daddy, Edward J. Artful Eddie, the crook who one day went mysteriously straight and paid with his own life for his son's chance to make good. And that's the rest of the story. Happy Easter, everyone. Make it a good one.